And just before we go, let's check out some of the top trending stories from the courtrooms.
We begin with the report that the Court of Appeal Lagos Division has fixed the 7th of February 2019 to hear an appeal filed by a former Abia State Governor, Dr. Orji Uzor Kalu, challenging the dismissal of his no-case submission. Justice Mohammed Idris of the Federal High Court Lagos had on July 31, 2018, dismissed the submission by the former governor, who claims the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) made no case against him in relation to an alleged 7.6 billion naira illegally diverted from the treasury of the Abia State government. Justice Idris held that Kalu had some explanations to make, particularly on certain documents tendered by the EFCC as exhibits in the evidence against him. Dissatisfied, the former governor filed a notice of appeal, asking that the lower court's verdict be overturned. Another former governor, Rashidi Ladoja, has testified in his own defense on charges of fraud. His testimony brought to an end a protracted trial which started in 2008. The former Oyo State governor and one of his aides, Wahid Akombi, are being persecuted by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission on an 8-count charge of allegedly laundering 4.7 billion naira belonging to the state government. At the Federal High Court sitting in Lagos, the former governor again denied authorizing the sale of the Oyo State shares at a price lower than its original value. He also denied personally benefiting from the proceeds of the sale. After his testimony, the trial judge, Justice Mohammed Idris, thanked all the parties in the case for cooperating with the court to conclude the case. The judge, who has since been elevated to the appeal court, was optimistic that the fiat given to him by the CJN to hear the case would be extended to enable him take final addresses and subsequently deliver judgment in the matter, failing which the matter would have to start afresh before another judge. The matter was then adjourned till the 21st of January 2019. Another Federal High Court in Lagos has warned bloggers to stop spreading false information in the case of a People's Democratic Party chieftain, Senator Peter Nwoboshi, who is standing trial on a 322 million naira money laundering charge. Justice Chukwujeku Aneke also warned that any person engaged in spreading false information about the case would be liable for contempt. Senator Nwoboshi, representing Delta North Senatorial District, is being persecuted by the EFCC on charges of money laundering alongside two companies, Golden Touch Construction Projects Limited and Swimming Electricals. At the last adjourned date, November 13th, a first prosecution witness, Mr. Prince Bukbogri, had begun his evidence before the court, after which the court adjourned for continuation of cross-examination. But when the case came up on Monday, November the 26th, Mr. Wemimo Ogunde, who represented the EFCC, drew the court's attention to some online platforms which contained false information about the case. He described the development as worrisome and an obstruction to the administration of justice. This prompted the courts to warn parties to desist from discussing or falsely interpreting court proceedings on social media. In Kwara State, the 5 suspects charged with the robbery of some banks in Offa have pleaded not guilty to the crime. The suspects, who were arraigned at the Kwara State High Court sitting in Ilorin, pleaded not guilty to 5 counts of conspiracy, robbery, illegal possession of 2 AK-47 firearms, and culpable homicide. Their lawyer asked that he be given a week to enable him meet with his client and prepare for their defense, but the prosecutor raised objections to the request. The trial was stalled at the last sitting because the suspects had no legal representation. The police had also confirmed that the principal suspect, Michael Adjuku, died in custody. And we round up with the report that the consultant pathologist, Professor John Obafunwa, has told another Lagos High Court sitting in the Igboshere area that Nigerian singer Zainab Nielsen, popularly known as Alizi, and her 3.5-year-old daughter, Petra, died of head injuries and suffocation. Professor Obafunwa was testifying as a prosecution witness in the murder trial of Zainab's husband, Peter Nielsen, who is alleged to have killed Zainab, aged 29, and Petra on April 5 at the couple's Banana Island, Lagos home. The pathologist also told the trial judge, Justice Bola Okikiolu-Ihile, that the injuries were not self-inflicted, as his post-mortem examination of Zainab's corpse suggested that she was killed when her nose and mouth were forcefully closed, which deprived her of oxygen. Professor Bafunwa said evidence showed that the deceased struggled to free herself from her killer's grip using her hands and nails. And the result of a DNA analysis linked her husband to the incident.
And that's the program this week. Please feel free to send in your comments, questions, or even suggestions. Also remember that you can find these in past episodes of the program on our YouTube page. I'm Shola Shieli. Thank you for watching.